Hello everyone, hi, how are you doing? I hope everyone is doing good. So welcome to another video of plant, water and relation. In this video, basically we are going to cover the we have covered the translocation of water with respect to root pressure theory and capillary theory. Now we will be So in this video, we will be covering the remaining theory of translocation of water, that is cohesion theory, and transport of mineral ions, transport of food. Okay, so let's directly begin with the topic. Yeah. Cohesion tension theory is also called as transpiration pull theory. Now, time and again, we have been discussing transpiration. What is transpiration? Loss of water through the surface of the leaf. Okay. So this transpiration theory says that it is also known as cohesion tension theory, one of the widely accepted theory. We saw the capillary theory, we saw the root pressure theory. It had many objections and limitations. Okay, uh, though we can consider that, but the most stronger theory for loss of water, basically for the translocation of water from the root system to the shoot system, can be best explained by this theory of cohesion tension theory. This was put forth by Dixon and Joly in 1894. Okay, this is basically has two principle in its foundation, that is the cohesion and adhesion, and second principle is the transpiration pull. Now cohesion and adhesion we have been discussing again. Still we will do a quick recap because we are discussing the theory, so we will do the cohesion and adhesion course once again. Okay, it will be a revision, also for you, and we will study the theory in a nutshell. So cohesive force is what? Force of attraction between the like molecules. Like molecules, here we are talking about water molecules. Force of attraction between the water molecule is the cohesive force. Okay, force of attraction between water molecule and the lignified wall of the lumen of xylem vessel. So we were discussing water molecule, the force of attraction between the water molecule and the surface, okay, wall surface of the cells of the xylem vessel. What is that? Lignified wall of the lumen of the xylem vessel. So that is adhesive force. Okay, this will exist between unlike molecules like the water and the cellulosic lignified wall of the lumen. Okay, so first principle that explains transpiration pull theory is the cohesive force and adhesive force existing in between the water molecules and the water molecule with the wall of the xylem vessel. So due to this, a water column is developed. A water column, continuous water column is developed right from the bottom, that is right from the root tip to the uppermost apex, okay, to the tip of the topmost plant. Okay, that is a leaf in the plant. So this creates a continuous water column. So the root absorbing the water is conducted, means carried and transported to different parts of the plant till the topmost part of the plant. Fine. Because of this cohesive and adhesive force which are existing in between these like and unlike molecules. The first principle is because of this force is existing between the water molecules and the wall of the xylem vessel. Then another principle that supports this theory is the transpiration pull. So one is because of the force, another is there is some pressure which is created from the above because of transpiration happening. Now this transpiration pull is what? The leaves are at the apex, mostly exposed to sunlight. They are losing water. Okay, so because of the water deficits on the surface of the leaf, there is a need of water, and a signal is sent to the lower parts of the plant for more conduction of water. Okay, so this pull which is developed on the top in the leaf is transmitted down to the root. So that need, that pull is transmitted, is signaled to different lower parts of the plant, to the stem, then to the roots finally, till the roots, and thus it accounts for the ascent of the juice, ascent of the sap. Okay, because of this transpiration pull, because of the loss of water, the water deficit which is created on the top of the plant. So excess water is lost in the form of vapor through the stomata found in the leaf. Now you will be wondering how is the water lost, that we will be covering in detail in the next series of video when we will do transpiration in detail, different types of transpiration. One of the type of transpiration is through stomata. These are openings in the leaf. These are openings in the leaf which will cause what? Which will cause the water to evaporate. Okay, they are open for some other reason, but water will also evaporate through this exit point, okay, through this opening. So because of the stomata present on the leaf, transpiration will happen. Okay, then this water loss is increasing the increases what? The deficit diffusion pressure deficit, that is the thirst of the cell. The more the water is getting lost, the more the plant is requiring water, right? Of the mesophyll cells. So these cells will withdraw water from the xylem in the leaf, right? And because of this, a gradient of suction pressure. Remember in the previous video also we discussed this. A suction force is developed, okay, right from the guard cells up to the xylem of the leaf. We will be discussing what are guard cells in the next series of video. They surround the stomata, okay, which guide the opening and closing of stomata, basically. So we will be studying it in detail. Don't worry about it in this video. Guard cells are the one which will open and close, facilitate the opening and closing of the stomata. And when the stomata is open, water loses. When they are closed, water will not lose as water vapors. Okay. So because of this continuous transpiration, a pressure of suction pressure is also created, right from the up till the down, which creates a tension, a negative pull in the xylem conducting tissue. Okay, so consequently, water column is pulled out of the xylem. This water is pulled upwards passively against the gravity, leading to the ascent of sap. So this theory explains all these pointers, that is because of the existence of the adhesive and coercive force, and because of this transpiration pull, this suction force, pressure which is developed, there is translocation of water. Okay, so this theory gives you mostly, you know, the loopholes that were there. You can assume the loopholes which were there in the in the capillarity theory, by root pressure theory. Okay, so mostly this is one of the most widely accepted theory. Either two names are there: cohesion tension theory or transpiration pull theory. So this is how the representation looks like. Yes, so you have the leaves over here. Yeah, transpiration draws water from the leaf. So let's say this is the leaf topmost, and there is water deficit. Now cohesion and adhesion draws water up the xylem in this direction. Towards this, water is getting lost. Okay, the uppermost cells are the mesophyll cells, which will actually lose the water. Then you can see over here in this direction, water potential gradient. Yeah. So as you move towards the root hairs now, here the water potential is very, very low. Here the water potential is high. Okay. Remember, we were doing the negative and the less negative to high negative. Yeah, water potential. So the water will move from high water potential, which is more negative, to the less negative. Yeah, and so this is how the water will be absorbed under transpiration. Pressure, negative water potential will be created at the root. So this explains the transpiration pull theory. But still, though it is one of the widely accepted theory, you have certain limitations and certain drawbacks to this theory. So let's see what are the drawbacks. One of the thing is that for this transpiration pull, water column should be unbroken. It should be continuous. However, this is not possible all the time because of temperature fluctuation. Sometimes it is hotter, more hotter in some days. Sometimes it is less. And if we consider the only the day and night, so the temperature fluctuates. Gas bubbles may enter into the water column, breaking the continuity. So this is one of the limitation or the drawback or objection that challenges the transpiration pull theory. Another is this mechanism assumes that tracheids are more efficient than the xylem vessels as their end wall supports water column. However, vessels are more evolved than tracheids and are more efficient. Okay, so in actually vessels conduct more and they are more adapted to the translocation of water as compared to tracheids. But this theory is more for tracheids as compared to the vessels, the water conducting vessels. If you another objection is that if you take a plant and you put a Vaseline on it to stop the transpiration, then also ascent of sap occurs. So let's say if you cover a surface of the leaf with some waxy coating, just to experiment that water is not lost, you put a waxy coating onto it, still it will happen. Okay, so that's one of the objectional limitation. Ascent of sap, that is the translocation of water, also occurs in deciduous plants that have shade all of their leaves. These are the plants which are mostly requiring less amount of sunlight. They are in shade most of the time. Okay, so in that also transpiration is happening, though they are not under the sunlight. So that's one of the drawback. Okay, so this was about the transpiration pull theory. So we have covered all the three theories and we have also discussed their disadvantages or limitations or drawbacks or objections. All these three theories are very, very important. You should be knowing all these three theories with their limitations. Okay, so now we move to the next topic. Having discussed all the possible aspects of transport of water, now we move to transport of mineral lines. This is very short topic, just few things that we need to keep in mind. Okay, how mineral ions or dissolved ions are transported. So minerals, as we know, they will be in the absorbed form, in the ionic or the dissolved form in the water. Okay, and mainly from the roots they are then transported. Okay, uh, fine. So mostly they will be in the dissolved or the ionic form, and absorbed minerals is independent that of water. So need not necessary that minerals, absorbed minerals through some other sap, okay, through some other substances will require water always. So that's not the case. They are pulled in upward direction along with the juice, along with the xylem sap because of the transpiration pull. So as the xylem sap is also moving, absorbed minerals in the form of ions, they will also move upwards. So together they are going upwards against the gravity and then translocated to different parts of the water. Mostly they are needed in areas of plants like apical, lateral, young leaves where growth is happening. You can see these apical, the apex, the lateral tips, young leaves, developing flowers, fruits, seeds, storage organs. Okay, here more activity is happening. The plant is growing, so there obviously minerals will be required. Okay, so from the source, who is the source over here? From where is the minerals coming? From the roots. They are pulled upwards and then they are transported in the ascending order with the sap, along with the sap, and then they are unloaded wherever they are required by the fine veins in the plants through the process of diffusion. So how are they unloaded? Simply by diffusion. Okay, that is movement of from higher concentration to the lower concentration. Okay, in the vicinity of the cells, and then the cells will take them actively, whichever cells require the mineral ions for their metabolic activities. Okay, older parts export their ions to younger parts. So older parts, when they are going under wear and tear, repair. Okay, so they will do what? They will export their ions to the younger parts. Okay, so Nothing goes wasted basically before they fall off. So you have the leaf falling off, you have the other parts of the trees that become old and they detach themselves from the plant body. Before doing that, they will transport their valuable minerals to different younger parts before going off. Okay, so these minerals include phosphorus, sulfur, nitrogen, potassium, okay, mostly in their iron form, readily mobilized iron, but structural components like ions from the structural components like calcium is not remobilized. So you have all these minerals which will be which are there under this category. So they can move. Calcium is basically not so movable, so they can move in the iron form as compared to that of calcium. This is all about mineral ion transport. Very simple. They will be absorbed by the plants in the ionic form only. They do not as such require water for their transport, but along with the ascent of sap, they will be present and they will be also conducted in the same format as the, as the transpiration full of water takes place. And they will be mostly in the developing regions of the plant. There their requirement is more, and by the process of diffusion they will be taken by the cells wherever they are required for the metabolic activities. Older parts will donate their this minerals to the ions to the younger parts before they die or before they fall off. Okay, so you have various minerals. In detail, we will be discussing it in the next chapter, most probably. Okay, and they do not require any energy as such. They can be facilely transported to different parts of the plant in the upward direction against the gravity. So that's all in this video. In the next video, we will be talking about food translocation, that is vertical and lateral. And we'll begin with the topic of transpiration. So you have three types of transpiration. Two will be covered in the next video and the next will be covered in the last video. So that's all for this video. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.